Eric,
Hey Dave, how you doing?
pretty good. How are you?
Pretty good.
Looks like you
So
got
I'm
it go. You got it going on YouTube.
yeah. I'm recording it.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm trying out this recording thing that I tried
Yeah.
to do last week that failed miserably.
Right.
And what it will do is it'll create kind of a link to a YouTube video, but I think it will be private. you know.
Okay.
But
Okay. Yeah.
but you might want to double check that, or somehow I don't know if I could double check that, but see if you can access it later. I'll send you some details. I'll send you the link. So what
Okay.
you'll be able to do is you'll be able to watch it. But if you don't have the link, I'm wondering if you can find it. Because if you can, I probably don't want to do it that way.
Right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you can send me the link. That'd be great.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
It did. It had me when you called the first time. It had me. It said this call is being recorded live on YouTube. Other people may be able to watch it.
Oh, it did?
Such and such. Yeah. But I don't think anyone's gonna care to watch it. So.
It'll be your lessons will be out there for free.
Well, yeah, we don't want that.
No, we don't want that. Yeah, so that's what actually said that. It's funny. It's a very circuitous, very bad interface. So I'm not really sure how it's all going to work out. But
I think what it meant was that other people who can hack into my data or whatever might be able to watch it while it's happening now. But I don't think anyone's going to do that. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, hopefully it'll just be a private link. That should be fine. Yeah, but it'll be a really great thing if we can get that. If it works, if we can record these.
Yeah. Then if it works, I could write up a brief description of how to do it.
That would be great.
Yeah, and it took me about an hour to figure it out, and then it's a headache. But
well, thanks for figuring it out.
Yeah.
It would be neat if you can have it work so that it just puts all your lessons right there in a row, back to back to back, in a little list.
It does do that. Yeah, if I go to my own channel, yes, I did a bunch of test videos, and it just kind of adds them all up, and I figured out how to delete them too.
Okay. Perfect.
And, so I put this down as I titled this thing November 21st, 2018 lesson.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, but right. If I could have a whole record of this, it'd be great.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Okay.
How are things going?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Yep. A couple of vacation days, but I'm doing what I call the Eric vitamin, which is like this. Hands separately, all the way up, and then all the way down, not legato, and then I'll do all legato,
Uh-huh.
all the way up and down, and then I'll do two-stroke, not legato, all the way up, and then two-stroke, legato, all the way up and down. So I'm doing a lot of it, both left, right hand, full 5 minutes, full 10 minutes with the left hand, including arpeggios. I still miss them in some keys. Arpeggios. Also with the left hand as well. And then doing my Hannah Smith readings for another 5 minutes. And then started on the Bagatelle.
Uh-huh.
That one, the Schumann. And
okay.
Yeah, I got a couple questions about that piece. That's kind of subtly complicated.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good, Eric. Looks like you've got a good routine going.
Yeah, I think so. Every time I'm here, I'm doing it, and religiously. But it's only been a week.
Okay. Yeah. So the one thing I wanted to ask you about was the arpeggios.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you were doing so well with the vitamin, before you do any what I saw was kind of pretty advanced looking arpeggio there. You're going pretty fast. So I think make sure that you also practice, that you first practice just that you give yourself enough space. So you roll through the 3-note stroke, and then you make sure you're released as you go into the first note of the next one, so that you're like that.
Okay.
So you want to practice it like that some.
Okay, so I don't have to really do it in time, right?
No.
Oh, good.
No.
Good.
So you really are listening to and in a sense, you're playing music, so you're expressing this little melody here, but you're also feeling with the kinesthetic sense what it's like to do this one little move, like a dancer. But
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you want to first start with just the first one. So, and you are kind of aiming. You're aiming for that last note. Yeah. And then I would do that just one at a time on each octave.
Okay.
Each one feels a little bit different.
Yeah, they do. You got to calibrate yourself as you move up the neck.
Right. And that's a good spot to practice. Also, just letting the upper arm hang.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's mostly this kind of letting the elbow hang pretty closely to the body without kicking it out much. Yeah.
Yeah. It has to go out a little bit, but
yeah, a little bit's fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
fine.
a little bit. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as you get out there, but yeah, that's right. Don't hold it out here. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Got it.
Exactly.
Which is very easy to do.
Exactly. Good.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Got it. So practice it, at the low end. Practice it here,
Right.
Yep. And then at the high end as well, right?
Right.
Pinky, actually, that's a little easier. Yeah. Okay.
There you go. And also, when you get to that high end, go ahead and lean on the sits bones.
Oh, yeah.
And that can help too. That can help with not having to kick the elbow out much. Yeah. Now,
actually, even before the highest octave, the second highest octave is a little leaning okay. Totally.
Yeah. Yeah. You're free to rock around on those sits bones in any way that feels like helpful.
Okay.
It makes the whole keyboard a little bit smaller feeling.
Yeah. Shrinks it. Yeah. Shrinks it. Yeah.
Yeah, and so the only time you can't really do that is when you're in the extremes of the keyboard with both arms. But use it when you can.
Yeah.
It's great.
Although, do you know who Rick Wakeman is?
Sorry?
You know Rick Wakeman? You might know. Does that sound familiar? Rick Wakeman? No? Yeah, he would play keyboards for the band Yes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and his keyboard was in a circle, so he had,
wow.
Yeah.
Because he had, the actual keyboard was circular shaped, or he had so many of them all around?
Oh, it was actually circular shaped.
That's cool. See, I've thought about that before. I should find that because
yeah.
I've often thought, that would make more sense in some ways.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I
Um,
think you got a point there. The I think it was electronic. I don't think it was, acoustic. But
uh-huh. Okay.
but yeah, that's my recollection. But that's going back a number of years. Yeah, if I remember, I'll see if I can get a clip showing him playing it.
That'd be good. That'd be
Yeah.
good.
But anyway, that's an aside.
Okay. Good. And so of course do that with the left hand too.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Good. Good.
Keep the elbow hanging, sort of. Yeah.
Right.
Actually, even the middle. It's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay.
Good. And have you tried? You're mostly working hands separately with the Eric Vitamin.
Yeah. Yeah. I am actually.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
And then you're also working on the scales, right?
That's correct. Yeah, just the C scale. Yeah. The crossover, the thumb.
Good.
That's a double stroke. You know that. I've done triple as well. But at most, messed up. But yeah, but going up and down, hands separately though. So yeah, working on the scales as well.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, it looks good. It looks like there's a lot of ease.
A lot of what? Sorry, Dave. What was it?
Ease.
Oh,
ease.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Now, could you do the 3-note stroke scale one more time?
Sure.
Up the keyboard.
Uh-huh. Sorry, wait.
Yeah.
Maybe dropping the wrist a little too low. Messed up.
I think what you can do some more of, just at this stage, is I think you can lift more in general, and also make sure you're free falling on the first of each one.
Yeah.
So that'll give you a little bit. Yeah, you were doing it there at the beginning, and then it seemed to kind of go away as you came down and stuff. So go ahead and go for that solid basic stroke free fall on the first note of each of the three, and then let that propel you through the next few. So so let's see. So that the first one's pretty loud, and then the second two are
yeah. Sort of
go ahead, do it non-legato first. Let's see.
Oh, okay. Non-legato. Okay.
So they're disconnected.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Let's see. I kind of forgot. Yeah.
There you go. Good.
Uh-huh. Messed up, but yeah.
Yeah, that's how. In my notes, I had that you were working on 1- and 2-note strokes.
Yeah.
So we're kind of going on to 3, but do that with all your scales. Start with just the free fall first.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, with 2-note stroke scale too, because that will build in.
Phrasing, yeah.
That'll build in the freedom in the wrist.
Yeah, that's right. I did notice that when I was doing these things, I got into, how the wrist sort of pumps, up, down, pump, sort of it drives it actually. I didn't know that, so, but I I tend to forget it. So just to rehash, Dave, I'll kind of really emphasize the first, one, and practice it non-legato. That was too much, but yeah, okay. I get it.
Good.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. So, and you've been working on this Schumann.
Yeah, the Schumann, and you know what? I can't. There's a couple questions I have about it that drive me crazy. Actually, I worked out the harmony a little bit to see what was going on.
Good.
Kind of nice. That way I can improvise something. You know what I mean? But
Cool.
two questions, Dave. One, the fingering. I haven't gotten that. I wrote in a fingering, but I feel that sometimes I want to go to another fingering.
Okay.
And two, it starts on the third beat. It's kind of a weird shifted piece, if you know what I mean.
Right.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and so it's screwing up my phrasing. What I think of as phrasing, like
Okay.
yeah, third beat is usually lighter than the first. So do I start off kind of light and then hit it on the first? Those sort of questions.
Sure. So Schumann did that a lot. He would often begin melodies off the beat.
Yeah.
And part of that, I think, is because it can give a certain moment. It can propel the melody in certain ways that you couldn't otherwise. Like
oh yeah.
So
yeah,
so you're right. It's a little strange. It's easy to ignore that and just play it like da da dee dee da da da.
exactly.
But
Yep.
if you try both ways, it's pretty clear that that to play it like that is a lot less interesting.
Exactly.
Because then it's just little 4-note phrases like da da dee dee da da dee da da dun dun da da dee. It's kind of boring.
Yeah. In fact, I was playing it as 2-note phrases. I was kind of like, whoops, but you know what I mean? So, yeah, but he's really wants 4-note phrases because he's written in 4/4 time, I guess.
So for this piece, Dr. Lister always has everybody play basic strokes for the right hand and then 2-note stroke for the left hand.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't go very fast, but it's definitely something that you would want to sing while you're practicing.
Okay.
Because Schumann was, really great writer of songs, leader, and very often you want to sing Schumann. So, and also that way you can feel where the beat is and embody the beat.
Yeah.
And so you'd sing it like da dun da dun da dun da dee. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And it actually doesn't have to be that fast. So I wouldn't play it really much faster than that.
Yeah.
Because that's fast enough. And we're working on the
I agree.
We're working on the technique, getting the technique that way. So why don't you play let's see, what was the other question? Oh, the fingering. So what fingering what fingering have you got there?
Yeah, so I'm starting off with the second finger on E, right?
Yeah.
They're just kind of going up. And then thumb on D. And then on E, this time I go to my third finger for the E, and for the F, my fifth finger.
So you were doing 1 on D and then 1 on D and then
3 on E.
3 on E.
And then 5 on F.
5 on F.
That shifts my whole hand down, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. And prepares me for 2 on C.
Right.
3 on D, 4 on E, right?
Right.
Then 5 on E.
Okay.
Switch, then 4 on D. Thumb is naturally over A.
Right.
Just whatever key's under the finger. But I kind of like starting off on the second finger, E, F, G, A. Then the D with the thumb, but the E now with the second finger and the F with the third finger. And then bring the arm over to get the second finger on the C. Does that make sense? Maybe I spoke too fast.
No, I got it. So why do you think you like the second way better?
I
Did you say you like it better, or why do you think?
yeah, I like it better because the first 6 notes, the first 7 notes here, right, are kind of they have that long bar over them, right? They're all like one phrase.
Right.
And so by not moving my hand over it, it seems a little bit more cohesive.
Exactly. So I would vote for that
second one.
That's the same way I play it. That's what I would vote for too.
Okay.
The second way, because you made a really good point that you're working out the fingerings based on the phrasing, which is a good thing to do.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're taking a breath and then singing that phrase. You're connected to the instrument for that whole phrase, which is nice when you can do it, which is usually you can.
Okay.
And then taking a breath with the arm moving for the next phrase. So it's more singerly that way, but you can also, I would vote for that one because it's a simpler fingering.
Yeah.
And that's usually the goal with fingerings, is to make them as simple as possible.
Good point. Yeah.
Now, occasionally you'll see fingerings on repeated notes where they want you to change fingers on every repeated note and that kind of thing. But
yeah,
in general, you should do what feels right for your hand and what's simple and what flows with the phrase.
Mm-hmm.
So I like what you came up with.
So Dave, you bring up a good point. On that second phrase, right? You now have your second finger on C. Third finger on D. But then there's a repeat E, right? I do 4, 5. Do you think just staying on 4 is what you do?
I stay on 4, but
you do. Okay, you stay on 4. Okay.
Yeah, I do, but I think there's merit to both of those. I don't mind reaching a little bit with the thumb to play the A, so
yeah,
I just stay on 4 and then do 3, 1, 2, 1. But changing to 5 there makes sense though.
Okay.
So it's a personal preference thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try staying with the 4 on that and change it. Just feels better.
Yeah.
It's less.
Yeah.
Okay.
In general, the less you move, the easier it is to learn the music. So, but I would just say too that some people that you could conceivably play this with 2-note strokes in the right hand, 4-note strokes in the left hand. But I think for right now, since we're just getting back, why don't we do basic strokes in the right hand, 2-note strokes in the left hand? So it might feel a little bit like you're moving too much in the right hand.
Okay.
That's okay. That's okay. We'll keep it at a slowish tempo, and that way you'll get into playing a melody just with basic strokes. And, what's the word? Calibrating each one so that you get the volume where you want.
Oh, the dynamics. Yeah. So that goes right into my question, because the basic stroke for each one, the dynamics could be lost, right? Unless you really control the height of the wrist, right, where it drops, from. I think, right?
Right. So yeah, it's more accurate to say play with 1-note strokes. Basic stroke means free fall.
Oh, so, you're right.
So first just go through the whole thing with free fall in both hands. 2-note stroke in the left, 1-note stroke in the right. But then after you have done that and you have a sense of where the notes are, the piece and everything, then you can start working on phrasing first by singing through it probably and just getting a sense of what you want your phrasing to be.
Okay.
And then listening for the phrasing that you want. So you're going to be doing more gradual lowering when you go to play it that way. And did we ever talk about the 1 through 10 exercise, the dynamics exercise?
Wow. Yeah. Where you start as loud as possible, then try to go progressively smaller.
That's a good way too. I usually start soft and then go loud, but
Yeah.
both are good. Both are good practice.
With 10, I think we talked about maybe 4 levels.
Yeah. We start with 4 or 5, and then try 7, and then try 10.
That's hard. Yeah.
It is, but it's a really good exercise to do not only with the third finger, but with with different fingers.
Yeah.
And so most of those are going to be gradual lowering, and then one of them is going to be a free fall, and then a few of them maybe 2 of them are going to be thrusts.
Okay, but I have a volume knob here with 10. I could just tune that, right?
Yeah, I have a student that does that too.
Yeah.
A little
cheating
10-year-old boy. He'll just change the volume while he's doing basic strokes.
Yeah.
He'll slowly nudge up on the volume.
Yeah.
That's a good exercise. You don't have to spend too much time with it, but it's a useful exercise to sensitize yourself to the arm.
Mm-hmm.
And so, can you just do the left hand for a second?
Absolutely. Yep.
Of the Schumann?
Yeah, okay.
Just free falls.
Oh, just free falls? Okay. 2 notes.
2 note strokes, yeah.
Legato, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm. If you've already gone through it non-legato, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So it's this kind of.
Good. Let's stop there a second. It looks good. Does it feel good?
Not really.
Okay.
Doesn't feel anchored.
Yeah,
as well.
I said it looks good, but I think we can change something about it here a little bit.
Yeah.
I think just try it again and think about starting the lift sooner. So it looked to me like you were coming down like a basic stroke and then kind of lifting the moment you played the second note.
Yeah.
But think about keeping that wrist moving and just start the lift sooner. So you're going to actually start lifting a little bit before you play that note.
Okay, a little bit before I play the second note, right?
Right.
It's okay. Let's see. Yes.
Yeah.
It's hard, actually. Yeah. Let me try it again, Dave. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Go on. Yep.
Yeah. So, can you just do one stroke for a second? Just do the very first one.
Okay.
Okay. So just keep in mind whenever you're doing these multiple notes per stroke and pretty much everything from now on, I think there are 2 different ways that we can go about it. One is, I used to kind of practice these things, and I would think about the arm coordination that she wanted me to do, and I would try to like make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's just as important to remember why we're doing all these arm movements. The purpose of the arm movement is to direct that weight from one finger to the next.
Mm-hmm.
And also to free up the arm and prepare it to come down for the next stroke by lifting. Yeah. So those are the 2 goals that we're trying to accomplish. I mean, ultimately the goal is to make beautiful music, blah blah. But we're trying to we want to move the arm so that we can direct the right amount of weight into the right finger at the right time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's a subtle difference, but don't just move the arm more kind of because I said so kind of thing.
Yeah.
But just keep in mind why we're doing it, because you're trying to direct the right amount of weight into the right finger at the right time and get the thing cycling. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So you're so go ahead and do just that one stroke. And think about you're just directing the weight from one finger to the next.
Yeah. So kind of a let's see.
Yeah. So when I said start the lift sooner, that's because the whole wrist is kind of moving in this counterclockwise motion,
Yeah.
and so it's a pretty much a curved kind of shape.
Yep.
There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's kind of like a dance, right?
Yeah. And you could just practice. You could just go back and forth between those two fingers a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a counterclockwise, so sort of a down, over to the right and up, right?
Right.
But the thumb comes down, sort of.
Right. There you
And
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
You also actually don't need to move much laterally for this because the fingers are all already in place. You know,
True.
you're not. I think it may help you to think about smaller motions. So I did say lift sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But try it again with a slightly less motion in the wrist.
Slightly less. Okay.
Smaller circle.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That can help you to feel more grounded. That combined with getting a good solid landing on the first note of each stroke.
Yeah. I think that second landing on the D is what ties it together. I also think my arm was I don't know, it was kind of like coming down and rotating. You know what I mean? That.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of doing the opposite, which is not really a rotation, but a little bit, more like that, as opposed to that.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And it should also feel, for the groundedness thing, you should feel like your fingertips are barely moving while you're going through this thing. They're pretty much staying where they are for the most part.
Other than going up and down, right? With the key?
Yeah. But the very tip of the finger is they can pretty much stay where they are on the surface of the key,
Oh, okay. So barely moving relative to the key.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, got it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just thinking that helps. Kind of like glued there.
Right.
But not forcefully. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So they don't have to be totally stuck.
Yeah.
Still. But they're planted there, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're in touch with the keyboard.
Yeah, that's right. To think about them as points of contact. Okay.
Yeah, good.
I think that's a lot to work with. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and because you've done this kind of technique before,
right,
you can have a pretty refined motion with it, I think, and not, and still get it.
Yeah.
I mean, when I'm first teaching people the two-note stroke, I want them to lift quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I think since you've done it a lot already, you can have a pretty refined lift, not much of a lift, but still feel the momentum in the movement.
Yeah, right. The propulsion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that all helps to feel grounded too. Getting grounded is really important because we work so much on the instantaneous release and everything that you can feel a little like not grounded. And if you're performing and you have any kind of nervousness, you really want to feel grounded.
Yeah.
So,
in fact, prior to taking the course with Barbara, no one had ever mentioned grounding before. And then if you just think about it, right, it's just, it tightens everything up together very well and gives you an anchor.
Right.
Otherwise, you're just sort of flying unhinged. It's
you don't want that.
Strange feeling, but yeah. Okay,
good.
Cool.
And then when you put the hands together, those wrists are going to be coming up and down together, right?
Yeah,
so,
right.
That's the other thing.
Yeah, that'll tighten them up too. That's the other thing. I get the hands separately well, then you put them together, and they're flop. Then the coordination's off. So
just try one beat at a time with that first.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool.
That'll be good.
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
All right. All right, Dave. Thanks. So we're on for next Tuesday then, right? Is that right? Tuesdays at
Right.
6:30. 6. I wrote it down somewhere. But yeah,
That good.
sounds good.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So have a good Thanksgiving and happy birthday. I saw something on. I don't look at Facebook much, but I saw.
I
Yeah.
don't either. But yeah,
Yeah.
thanks. Send me that link if you can, and I'll see.
I will. I'll send it. I'll send it out like in the next couple of minutes.
Cool. Okay. That's great.
And let me know. Yeah, let me know what happens.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Dirk.
Great. All right.
See ya. Good job.
All right. Thanks, Dave.